Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura, and welcome to the Pattern Queens, episode 88, take 2. Sorry if I just blew your eardrums out there. Today is Sunday, May 1st, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship, and rambles, and lots of shenanigans, and sometimes dress rehearsals.
So my computer has added a step that when I click record, I now have to tell it how I want to record. And I didn't do that before, and we were chatting while I did it. I clicked it and we went on, and I got to the end and was ready to click stop, and there was no recording.
That's okay. We had a lovely chat. We pretended you were here. It was wonderful.
So we want to say welcome to the craziness to all of you who are
Hello.
joining us for the first time. And those of you who are coming back, we've so enjoyed getting to message with you. And we hope that you enjoy the craziness.
Yes. Thank you for coming back. And thank you for coming here for the first time. We like you so much that we're filming this twice.
Yes. Now,
Filming.
speaking of our lovely people, do you want to do this in a different order and do our winners first?
Ooh, yes.
So we tried to help you guys out a little bit by in starting comments, which a lot of you answered. Our question was, what are our favorite colors? And we noticed that we have on the right colors today.
Right. Unplanned.
But also it gave you guys a jumping off point, because then a lot of you commented that and then added more comment too. We love that. So we did a drawing, and we have a green winner who is Shingle Spring Stitcher, Deborah Fields.
Woo-hoo. Okay, so I was the one in charge of picking out the prizes, which means it's a Mill Hill kit. But remember, you can stitch it on fabric if you don't like perforated paper. I picked out Succulents from Mill Hill. Isn't this just so pretty? I love this one. I don't know that I had seen this one before. I was just looking for one that was green. This is definitely going on my wish list because it is so pretty.
It's very happy.
Yes.
So it has a little touch of purple.
Oh yeah, no, you got the green prickly part and then the lovely purple part. So
I don't know if that's a commentary or what. Yeah. And then our purple winner, was so appropriate, because I begged and begged and begged this person to stitch me a purple ornament, and she refused multiple times. So Deanna Avery won the purple giveaway.
So you get one that's definitely on my wish list that I should really just go ahead and buy. It's Octi from Mill Hill.
And he has little touches of green in with him.
Yes. Isn't he just the happiest little octopus you've ever seen in your entire life? I love him.
And he meets the "it makes me laugh" criteria for Keisha.
Yes, your funny purple friend. It's perfect.
And then we're going to surprise someone, because we had somebody who just went above and beyond.
Yes. Kristen, I felt seen, because while most everyone said purple and green, which was right, you said Keisha's favorite color is crayon box green. And I just love it when someone gets me. So thank you.
That was so fun. And it really was fun to just have a little fun question. Didn't take a lot to come up with. I think almost everybody knew. And if you didn't, I hope you looked at the other comments and found it there too.
We encourage copying off your friend's paper.
There we go. So that is it for our drawing. And that takes us to finishes.
Ooh, finishes. Okay, so I have a finish. You have a finish. It's a finish palooza. So I finished Autumn in Stars Hollow from the Black Needle Society. Woo-hoo. I just loved working on this one.
I think you were in good company. A lot of people have been working on this lately.
Well, it's because everyone's like, I need to finish it so that I can get ready for the summer one. So here it is. It was so much fun to stitch.
I did enjoy it when I did that one.
Yeah. So this is finish number 3 for the year for me. And I stitched this on 32 count with 2 strands. I'm pretty happy with the coverage of that.
Awesome. And my finish, it's my finish number 6 for the year, and it's Spot of Spring.
Oh, you got it sideways.
I do, doggone it, by the Drawn Thread. And
So
I bought this from somebody who had kitted it up and then changed their mind. So I have all of the called for supplies, including the 36 count cream Edinburgh linen.
Ooh, nice.
Just a really pretty linen and such a soft thing. And Keisha asked me before, because I showed the summer that will come up next, if I would do the whole alphabet by the time I finished all 4. And yes, I will.
Yeah.
So I'm sliding it back
That's a
in
fun
its
idea.
head. I'll probably wait to frame this until I have them all 4 done so that I can frame them similarly. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So that's it for finishes. How about stash?
Well, I left my stash in the living room with a little boy who will want me to come and play with him as soon as he sees me. So I'll let you show off the stash for me today.
Keisha and I both got Peacock and Pomegranate by Cottage Garden Samplings.
Yes.
So pretty. And we got all the stuff to go with it. And then Katie bought me this beautiful bag from the 805 Stitcher. And you can see the peacocks in there. They're kind of fun. They're different color bodies in here. So I just love it. And we have all of our floss. We both need to choose a fabric to do this. And I looked this up before. The Crafty Classicist is sent a message and said, hey, we've already got this going as a stitch along. And we're using the hashtag. Let me get here. Come on. How come it never taps when I want it to? And the hashtag is PPOM this way, PPOM Sal. So she said, we are all welcome to jump in and stitch with her. Keisha and I are planning to start this
sometime in June.
Yeah. So either meteorological first day of summer or what am I trying to say? Calendar first day. I couldn't get there.
Oh, speaking of Instagram, if you're one of our winners today, message Laura at she's the Pattern Queen 3 on Instagram to let her know how to get in contact with you to get your surprises, or email her. All of our information is in the drop down box below.
Thank you. Obviously, I'm like moving faster this time, right? Missing things.
Right.
So I got a fun bag, which means that I got floss from Silks for You, and I love this. And so I have the Silk of the Month Club that is existing colors. They do another Floss of the Month Club that is specifically for the Floss Club, but these are in their line, which I kind of love. This is PR 186. Look at that.
I love that one.
And then I got a dark pink, which is PR 044. Love it. And then a medium one, which is PR 182. Come on. And finally, this light one that has some green in it, and it's PR 177.
Those are so pretty.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Awesome.
I just love them. And I really like that I will have a collection. These are 15 meters each, so quite a bit. I love that I will have a collection of everything that's in their line. That just makes it nice. Sorry, trying to get it contained back there. Then I got some charts when I bought the things from 123 Stitch for us. So I bought Galileo's telescope, which is part of the Galaxy Box Tops Zephyr Hill mystery sampler part. So
That's so pretty.
I love it. This one is part 1, and it says it's a sampler in 3 parts. So you get this box top, but you also get this sampler that's starting. So I need to get the other 2 because I really like that. And guess what? 123 Stitch does not have the other 2 on their site. Then I found this really sweet Be Not Weary from Hands to Work Revisited. I love this.
Oh, that's so pretty.
I feel like the colors will go really pretty with Stitcher's House that I started. I may kind of tweak them a little to mimic that a little more too, because I just think they would be pretty together. And I also got Indigo Star from Hands On Design, which has this really pretty star pattern, but also this sampler.
Ooh, yes, that'll be fun.
Stars are one of my favorite motifs. So it's kind of a thing I collect. Stars and bunnies. I had them both, didn't I?
There you go.
And then from the drawn thread, I have this piece called Stars.
Well, yes.
And she's done this 2 ways. So you either can do it with the alphabet up here at the top and the verse below, or she has a second verse that she put at the top in place of all of the alphabet.
Always good to have options.
Yes. And then the quiet one. So I bought this, and it's from Pine Mountain, and it's called Underneath the Moon, Words of Wisdom. And when Katie was little, her favorite song was Skinamarink. And these are the words to it. So my husband is going to stitch this with me. We're going to give it to her. And it's a little pillow. So it's a full kit. He's stitched before. It's been a long time, but I've got to get him a little bit going.
Yeah. How special to have a piece stitched by both of your parents. That's great.
I just think it'll be fun. So that's it for my stash.
Nice.
So next up, whips.
Whips. Okay, so I have a few of those. So one of the first things I worked on, I've been working on the Clouds Factory Sal ABCDinosaurs. And so this month it was F and G were the dinosaurs of the month.
Kind of sounds like you're swearing there.
Or that I'm burning a model of someone, an effigy. But here's the whole piece so far.
It's so happy.
It really is. It's such a bright piece. And here is this month's part close up. And this is stitched on a piece of 36 count Arctic Fox from Fiber on a Whim. It's all the called for colors, but I have changed the back stitch of the names of the dinosaurs just to coordinate with the letter that's with it, so you can, well, it's too big of a piece now for me to reach.
Can't get that far, right?
But like I did it, you know, in the top color on the G, I did the back stitching of the name in that color. And that's just because the white won't really show up on this because it's a much lighter fabric than the called for fabric.
Right.
So it doesn't show up quite as well. It shows up fine in the actual stitching, but not in the back stitching. So there's that. And the new part came out today. So I'm excited. Once we're done here, I'll go download that and get it all ready to go. And then I don't have the cover page for this because I haven't really gotten it off the pile for a while. But I've been working on Fun Every Day December from Sam Sarah. And this is panel number 30. It's the 3 and 30. And here's what it looks like so far. It's just that same green that's going to be in the background for the whole thing. So,
I love the colors that she used on these.
Yes. Yeah, it's really, really fun. So that's where that is so far. I was trying to finish it this month, but I didn't quite make it, and that's okay.
Well, you could still finish it this month.
Oh, well, that's true. We're in May now. Sorry, I closed out of my all of my things. So then I also worked on Death by Cross Stitch. So this is the whole thing. And I'm up in this little corner up here, which cracks me up because it's a huge piece. And I feel like I've done so much, but it's just
And you have.
So this is
really
on a piece
have.
of 36 count agave linen from Zweigart. And I did all the little back stitches there in that chevron and the back stitches up here on the bird. And then I've added a bunch too, like I've added this new part there.
And our tip to you would be that if you are stitching one of the long dog charts or any chart really, on Pattern Keeper, using Pattern Keeper, it doesn't show you back stitching.
Yes, yes. There is a place in Pattern Keeper where you can go in and look at the actual PDF. But I somehow missed all of that back stitch there. So luckily I am part of the Death by Cross Stitch Facebook group. So I go in and I look at people's beautiful work all the time, and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of back stitching I didn't see. So I went in and added it. And then the last thing that I worked on that I can show you anyway is Flying Pink Piggy from Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Lisa Victoria, and this is a quick stitch. So it's not as big as some others. But here's where I am on this, and I'm doing this 1/1 on a piece of 25 count linen.
I love the colors.
Yeah, it's just such a bright and happy one. And I filled in a lot of the blue over here. So not really exciting progress, but I'm happy to have that. There's still some of that blue in the piece, but it's a little bit further down. So
now, how much more do you have to go across the top?
Okay, so I am all the way to the edge.
Oh,
so that's as wide as it's going to be, and it's a little bit longer.
Ooh, Keisha, awesome.
So we're moving right along. And this is a really fun piece, but of course it takes time because it is a full coverage piece. It's not as dense as some full coverage with confetti and things, and you do get lots of big blocks that are, you know, just the same blue over and over and over. But down here in the pig, it's a little bit more confetti heavy, which is fine. So, and you can see I've parked my threads and I'm stitching it on a diagonal, so that's why my piece looks like that. I just kind of stitch 10 across in a diagonal and just move it down to the next place where the thread goes. And if you're curious, because I'm always curious, you know, about this sort of thing, the way I'm stitching, this is what the back of my piece looks like. So you can see kind of where the diagonal lines are, where I've stitched. So just in case you're curious, I always find that kind of thing interesting, what different kinds of stitching will make your back look like and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm one that thinks that you need a tidy back or anything. I just think it's interesting. So but those are all of the whips I can show you because I'm also stitching on a model, but I only got the model a couple of days ago, so I was able to work on a lot of things.
Okay, so my other whip, I have spent a lot of time since I finished my April whips working on a model. And when I finish that model, I will have a second model, which is the same one Keisha's doing. So I will have to play with how I work on my whips for the month of May. But I worked on one of my whip go goals, which was Blackberry House, because it was Keisha's choice. And I managed to finish the urn, you guys.
Such a big accomplishment. That thing is a monster.
So Cheryl had commented and said, I think you should finish the urn. And I'm like, I'm not going to finish that urn. That urn has a lot of stitches. But I got going when we were doing a chat and I put in a ton of stitches. So many so that I got down here about to the bottom of the green and realized that I needed to put a berry in this one. So those green stitches, I did not frog. Those green stitches are right over the top of the aged pewter.
Yeah, which is perfect because that's how a berry would hang out of an urn anyway.
And this is a piece of heather linen from Picture This Plus. And obviously I've not ironed it, but there, if I turn it a little, you get the effect.
So pretty.
Keisha always tells me it looks like smashed blackberries.
It does. It looks like someone just used it to bundle up their blackberries to go on a picnic, and now here you are stitching on it.
And while I was talking, I realized that we whipped right past our life update.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, here you go. Life updates in the middle. Never know what you're gonna get over here. My big life update is, if you're new here, I have a boy. He'll be 2 in July. We were just sitting down and he was eating some snacks, and I just hear him go 2, 3, 4, 5. He got all the way up to 9, then looked at me and I had to say 10, and then we said hooray. I looked at my husband and I'm like, you're hearing this, right? And he just looks at me astonished. And I was able to get him on video doing it. So I was like, no one's going to believe me that my not yet 2-year-old can count to 10. And he doesn't really count. He counts from 2 to 9. Like you. And he's just been going around the house lately, usually starting at like 4 or 5, and he'll just count all the way up to 9. Then he'll start over again. It makes me so happy. I'm an accountant, so the fact that he can count to 10 before he can say his ABCs is just really funny to me.
Maybe you'll have to prompt him with 0 and see if you can get him to add 1 in there.
Maybe so. Well, we'll see.
You don't
how it
really
goes.
have to say 0, so you know.
So he's very impressive to me this week. How about you?
Well, mine is not quite so happy. We were getting ready for Gladstone cleanup weekend, just a local cleanup event that they have every year. And I had stepped back down the hall to get something, and I hear horrible screaming. I walked out the front door to find that Katie had stepped down off the stoop and rolled her ankle. And she was in a considerable amount of pain, and we did a lot. We had a chat last night for Black Needle, and we ended up muting quite a bit because, and everybody was great. We told them what was going on and they all chatted, and somebody even popped in and said, just because Laura and Katie are muted doesn't mean we can't talk. So that's pretty much it. I at school have been testing. We are in the middle of state testing. We just completed 1 week. We have 2 more weeks to go. While we are testing, I'm working one-on-one or in a small group. While we are testing, I cannot have any technology near me. I have to take off my Apple Watch. I have to put my phone, my computer, everything away. And I can't just sit there. I would make the kids nuts. So I've been pulling out my work project and stitching on it. And I nearly finished an entire page this week.
Oh, wow.
So I just have a tiny little bit. I'm on the last page. I'm on the first page, which for me is the last page.
Right.
But I will finish it definitely by the time we finish 2 more weeks of testing, but I'm kind of thinking I'll finish it this week.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of rolls us into plans.
All right. Well, plans, I'm going to download the next part of ABCDinosaurs and probably start working on that soon. And then I have a model that will take the majority of my May. So
Yes.
there won't be a lot of whips. I have some pretty big goals on that piece to try to get it done. So that's what most of my May is going to look like. How about you?
Well, I will be doing my May whips video, so you'll get to see all the projects that I'd like to work on this month. I may have to pull some of them out and scoot them into another month just because I have two models.
Mhm.
I am 60% finished, a little over 60% finished with one model. And then I'll have to stitch the other one, which has a couple thousand more stitches than this model. They're both pretty big. I will be over 20,000 stitches between the two models.
Right.
So I would love to get them both finished in May. So the first one I'm hoping to have finished in the next couple of days, depending on how much stitching time I can sneak in. And then the other one I will start. And if I finish the first one, I feel like I can take a little bit of a sneak break and throw in some whips. And something that I wanted to share with you guys as a kind of a public service announcement is today is May 1st, which means next Sunday is May 8th, and that's Mother's Day.
It snuck up on me, guys.
Because Mother's Day is the second Sunday in May, and so this is the earliest it can possibly be. And Keisha, you want to tell them what you're doing?
Yeah, so I think we're taking a family trip down to Branson, my husband and my boy and I. So I'm not sure what we're planning on doing. It wasn't planned as a Mother's Day trip. We kind of picked, it was either this weekend that we're in now or next weekend. And so we picked next weekend because that worked better for me. And so yeah, we'll be having Mother's Day fun down in Branson.
That's how you get them to take you to the cross stitch shop. It's
Oh,
your
that's
Mother's
true.
Day. Yes, there you go.
Because I hadn't planned on going to the cross stitch shop, but you're right. I could be like, it's my day, guys.
And for part of my Mother's Day, the Black Needle Society is planning a stitch together on Sunday. And it's an extra one for the month of May. You just have to be a member of our Facebook group, which is the Black Needle Society. You have some questions to answer there just so that we know that you're not a bot, that you're a real person, and we'll get you in there. Then what you do, all you have to have from there is the Zoom link, which will be posted right before 10 o'clock. We're stitching 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. next Sunday. And if you want to hang out with a bunch of stitchers on Mother's Day, then come join us. We're going to have fun. We just chat about whatever comes up. I ask everybody what they're stitching on, so you get to show your piece. Or if you don't want to be on screen, we have some people who don't choose to turn their cameras on, and that's fine. They tell us what they are stitching, and we generally, a bunch of us will Google it and then hold it up for everybody to see. So anyway, it's a fun time. It will be something that I will enjoy for my Mother's Day. So that's part of my plans. And a little further forward, we currently have spots open for the Black Needle Society in-person retreat, which is happening in August. And if you are signed up, so we have a website, theblackneedlesociety.com. And when you are on there, you can sign up for newsletters every month. And Katie gives the exact date in there, but we will be closing the sign up for that either the end of May or beginning of June. And then we are in full retreat season. So I will be sitting and stitching a lot and hopefully getting things done. I want to be done with these models before we hit retreats.
Yeah.
So
that's a good goal. But yeah, come to the retreat. If you're in the area, it'll be fun. I'm really excited about it. So
there are lots of people who are talking about driving from different spots in the country, not too far, but talking about driving. We are about an hour away from Missouri Star Quilt, which if you are a person who sews, that is a fabulous place to go. They have 11 shops that you can go through. It takes hours and hours and hours. It will take the better part of your day to go through carefully. Now, if you're quick and you just want to look through and have fun, you get out in a couple hours. But
good brewery there too, if you're a brewery person.
Oh, awesome. And then we also have very nice shops near us. We have a quilt shop close by and a dedicated cross stitch shop, and we have all of the hobby shops and lots of other things. People have already been talking about what antique stores have been recommended to them, and it should be fun. Our theme is Camp Black Needle Society. So
come for the stitching, stay for the s'mores bar.
I told Keisha about this, and it's her favorite part. So.
Man, it's a selling point for me.
But I think that's it. I think I've rambled enough this time too.
Oh, and 2 times the shenanigans is too many shenanigans for a day.
So I think all that's left to say for real this time is bye.
Bye. Have a good week.